I was born in Togo, West Africa. I was born in the capital city of Togo, which is Lomé, and then I grew up there. So when I was at the university, I had a chance to move to France and study theater there a little bit, and going back and forth between Togo and France. I think it was in 2003 when I heard that I won what is known as the lottery visa, the diversity visa. I wasn't really interested in coming here because I was already working with La Comédie de Saint-Étienne in France back then. But at the same time, I was like, well, I don't want to be the one, now, jumping on that opportunity to come to the US because, everybody wants to come to the US, even people living in France. So I was like, you know what? I'm coming. When I got a chance to come here, the only person that I knew was living in Fargo. So for me, the United States of America was Fargo. That's how I came here to the Midwest in 2004. So when we were kids going to school in Lomé, there is a week that we call the Cultural Week. So during that week, all the students are allowed to show their creativity in terms of arts. And then I started falling in love with arts. Even though, in high school, in my family, we're known for being like science people, like school intelligence. But for me, it just seems like there is something about art that was attracting me. So yeah, that's how I got started with the theater, and then your first experience on stage, everybody kind of like it, and then you feel like you're the star, and then you say, okay, well, this is what I wanted to do. I ended up here in America where I kept doing my art, but it was really hard, especially in school when, as a way to learn English, I decided to go back to school again, even though I already have my master in linguistics and communication. So I started from zero again. I went to undergrad school in theater, but it was really hard in the sense that I couldn't talk in class. Even though I already have more than 10 years working as a professional, in theater, I wasn't being seen. I directed a play that I wrote in English, and the play was selected to go to the regional festival at the Kennedy Center. And I still remember, for me, it was more of, because I couldn't really use English to tell people what I was worth, what I could have done, but I was given that opportunity to use art to say that, and that's when I felt like I belonged. Along with the fact that I was immigrant, I was also being told by a silent voice that, well, you are not just an immigrant, there is a group here you have to belong to. Then you take on that journey of learning to be also Black. So I have to start reading a lot. I have to start learning a lot about the Black culture. I have to start, because I was like, well, this is where I belong, right? This is where I belong. This is my community. Telling myself that I have a community kind of gave me strength. And I was like, well, I'm just going to do my own thing. Whether people see me as an immigrant or not, I'm just going to keep doing what I'm doing. When we look around, there was nothing. But we felt like as a community, we needed a place to go to mourn or to talk about things that we wouldn't talk about publicly. And we also wanted to celebrate, part of our culture so that we feel like we are still alive. So that's when I founded the African Art Arena in 2010. The main challenge seemed to again go back, to the fact that you're an immigrant, therefore you don't have anything, and then a little bit should be enough. And then my mind was kind of shrinking. I was like, this is America. I left France and Togo, and then I came here thinking that I'm going to have something bigger, but it wasn't that, which is good, So those are some of the challenges. Everything that we have to do, we have to be resilient. We have to go extra mile. we have to be strategic. You cannot just wake up and walk into a classroom. You have to be mindful of what you do because you want to make sure that you have the opportunity to show the world what you can do. I received a grant, the NEA grant for translation, which is really, really good. Not because of the money, but because of the prestige behind getting that grant from NEA. I have to say things are going well, not because I'm surprised, because I knew that I was going to get there. I knew that I can write. I knew that I published. I was just waiting for somebody to give me the chance, to give me the benefit of the doubt and say that, well, here is a pen, here is a piece of paper, here is a little money, come up with something. The city of Grand Forks is also giving me a lot of opportunity. I'm working with the new mayor, trying to make the immigrant community in Grand Forks, make them feel at home. The job that I love the most right now is being a father and also being in the community, trying to tell people not to leave Grand Forks because there are things coming and we can do it together.